Welcome to a slow, beginner-friendly lesson on what Python is, made for absolute beginners. In this lesson we answer one question only: what is Python? We will not install tools yet, and we will not write a big program. We only build a clear mental picture. Here is the whole lesson in one breath. Python is a programming language. That sentence has 3 words that matter, and we will unpack them slowly. A language is a way to express ideas. Programming means those ideas are instructions a machine can follow. And Python is one particular, very popular, very readable choice among many. Hold that. The rest of our time just fills in what each of those words really means. 3 words to unpack. A language is any system for expressing ideas so another party understands them. A programming language does that with a computer as the listener. You write steps, and the machine carries them out exactly as written. There are many programming languages, just as there are many human languages. They differ in style and strength. Python is simply one of them, and it happens to be unusually close to plain English in how it reads. Language first. Before we start, picture a road. Every programmer you admire stood exactly where you stand now, knowing almost nothing. Python is one of the friendliest first steps on that road, and today we take the first one together. The road ahead. Programming is the act of writing those instructions. The key word is exactly. A computer does not guess what you meant. It does not read between the lines. It follows your steps precisely, one after another, in the order you wrote them. That precision feels strange at first, but it is also what makes programming powerful. Once the steps are right, the machine will repeat them perfectly forever. Precision is the job. Readable is the single most important word for understanding Python. Older languages are full of brackets and punctuation that the machine needs but the human finds noisy. Python strips a lot of that away. It uses indentation, the spaces at the start of a line, to show which lines belong together. The result is code that often reads like a sentence. That matters because you spend more time rereading old code than writing new code. Readable is the key word. Let us look at one line of Python, just to see it with our own eyes. The word print, then parentheses, then a message in quotes. Read it aloud and you can almost hear what it does. It prints the words "Hello World" to the screen. No ceremony, no strange symbols, no setup. This is the famous first program nearly every beginner writes, and in Python it is exactly one line. Do not worry about running it yet. For now, just notice how plain it looks. Just look, do not run. Here is a slightly bigger taste, again just to look, not to run. If age is greater than or equal to 18, then print you can vote. Notice how the line that prints is pushed in, indented. That indentation tells Python that the print belongs to the if. You do not need brackets or the word then. The layout itself carries the meaning. That is readability turned into a rule of the language. The shape of the code matches how you would describe it out loud. Shape carries meaning. Real software is not written in one giant leap. It is built brick by brick, idea by idea. Python is famous for letting beginners place those first bricks without fighting the language itself. Bricks, not leaps. A fair question is whether Python is a serious tool or just a learner toy. It is serious. Large parts of the web run on it. Data scientists use it to find patterns in huge data sets. People automate boring, repetitive tasks and reclaim hours every week. Cloud engineers script infrastructure with it. Artificial intelligence research leans on it heavily. You do not need any of those today. You only need to know the toolbox is deep. A serious toolbox. Popularity sounds like marketing, but for a beginner it is practical. When you get stuck, and you will, someone has almost always hit the same wall before you and written about it. There are free guides, video courses, and forums full of people happy to help. There are libraries, packages written by others, for almost any task you can name. A popular language means you are never learning alone. That matters more than any technical feature on day one. You learn supported, not alone. Python is free and open source. That has 2 parts. Free means no license fee, not now and not when you use it at a job. Open source means the code that makes Python itself is public, and anyone can read it or improve it. For you, today, the meaning is simple. The only thing learning costs you is your time and attention. There is no paywall between you and the language. Low cost, high freedom. Think of Python as a wide, well-lit doorway. A huge amount of the modern world walks through it: websites, data science, automation, artificial intelligence. You are about to step through the same entrance. A wide doorway, a short history, because it explains the personality of the language. Python was created by a Dutch programmer named Guido van Rossum. He began it as a hobby project and released the first public version in 1991. The name comes from Monty Python, the comedy group, not the snake. That joke tells you something. The language was meant to be a pleasure to use. That playful, human-first spirit is still part of Python today. A playful origin. Python carries a short list of principles, often called the Zen of Python. A few of them capture the whole spirit. Beautiful is better than ugly. Simple is better than complex. Readability counts. And there should be one, and preferably only one, obvious way to do something. You do not need to memorize these. Just know that when Python makes a choice that feels plain and clean, that is not an accident. It is the philosophy doing its work. Readability counts. Here is a concrete reason readability matters in Python. The spacing at the start of a line is part of the meaning, not decoration. In the first block, both print lines sit inside the if, so they only run when awake is true. In the second block, the last print is back at the margin, so it always runs, awake or not. The shape of the code changes what it does. This feels strange for one day, then it feels obvious forever. Spacing is not decoration. One more idea to place gently. Python is an interpreted language. In practice, that means you write a file and run it directly, with no separate build or compile step in between. You save your work, you run it, and you see the result. That tight loop, write, run, see, is wonderful for learning. You try a small idea, get instant feedback, and try again. Other languages make you wait. Python lets you move at the speed of your curiosity. Fast feedback. Python was designed with one value above others. Code is read far more often than it is written. That choice, made decades ago, is the reason it feels friendly to a beginner reading their very first line. Made for humans. Before we close, a word about how this course works, because it is unusual. Each lesson teaches one concept and then stops. We do not pile 3 subjects into one video. We do not race to cover every feature. When the single idea is clear, the lesson ends. That slowness is the method, not a flaw. Bricks in a wall, one at a time, is how a foundation actually gets strong. If a lesson feels calm, that is on purpose. Slow is the method. To keep this lesson honest, here is what we are deliberately not doing. We are not installing any tools. We are not choosing an editor. We are not writing a program that does anything useful yet. All of that comes, in its own lesson, one atom at a time. Today has only one job, to leave you able to answer the question, what is Python? If you can answer that, the lesson succeeded. Stay in the box. So where does this lead? The very next lesson asks what a program or a script actually is, because that word gets used a lot and rarely explained. After that comes how we will run code later in the course, so you know what tools are coming without having to set them up today. Then we reach variables, types, and functions, the real building blocks. Each lesson adds exactly one brick to the wall we started today. One brick at a time. 2 myths worth clearing now, because they scare beginners away. Myth 1, you must be a math genius to program. False. Most everyday programming uses ordinary logic, addition, and careful steps. Myth 2, Python is only for beginners and real work uses something else. Also false. Massive production systems run on Python. The real requirements are curiosity and patience, the 2 things you already have by being here. Curiosity and patience. Learning to code is calmer than people tell you. It is a workshop, not a race. We go slow, we stay on one idea, and we finish when that idea is clear. That is the whole method of this course. Let us hold the whole lesson together. Python is a programming language, a way to write instructions a computer follows exactly. It is unusually readable, close to plain English, with spacing that carries meaning. It is free, wildly popular, and used for serious work across the industry. And this course goes slowly on purpose, teaching one idea per lesson. If those 4 sentences feel true to you, you have learned what Python is. 4 true sentences. The takeaway, compressed to one line. Python is a readable programming language. Everything else, the popularity, the community, the jobs, flows from that one design choice to keep code clear for humans. You can now answer the question we set out to answer. What is Python? A readable programming language. In the next lesson, we ask the next question. What exactly is a program or a script? Take a breath. You just finished lesson 1. Lesson 1, done. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lesson. What is a program or script?